But before we jump to fountains as the full solution, there's another factor that plays a much bigger role than most owners realize. At first, this seems like a small detail. Water is water, whether it's cold or room temperature. But here's where things get interesting, because temperature can make the difference between a cat that ignores the bowl and a cat that drinks eagerly. Most owners fill the bowl with tap water and forget about it. Within a few hours, that water becomes lukewarm, dull, and lifeless in flavor. To your cat, it tastes stale. Some cats will drink it anyway, but many will simply walk away and wait, hoping for something better. Here's what's really going on. Cats have far fewer taste buds than humans, but they are extremely sensitive to freshness and temperature. Cool water tastes cleaner to them. It also mimics the temperature of the natural water sources their ancestors drank from, like cool streams and shaded puddles. Warm, still water tastes old to a cat, and their instincts push them to avoid it. Imagine being handed a glass of water that's been sitting on a warm counter for 6 hours versus a glass fresh from the fridge. Which one would you rather drink? Your cat feels the same way every single time. The trick is simple. Add a single ice cube to your cat's water bowl once or twice a day. Just one. A tiny change keeps the water cool, adds a little movement as the ice melts, and often turns even the pickiest cats into eager drinkers. Some cats will even bat at the ice, drink around it, and stay near the bowl longer than usual. Here's a bonus insight. Some cat owners have discovered that placing the water bowl in a cooler part of the house, away from sunny windows and warm appliances, encourages more frequent drinking. A cool corner naturally keeps the water fresher throughout the day. If warm, stale water is left out day after day, your cat may slowly reduce their intake without you noticing. It's the kind of thing that doesn't cause immediate problems, but over months and years, it puts strain on the kidneys. And while temperature matters, there's one more mistake that quietly sabotages even the best water setup. Most people think a quick rinse is enough. You dump out the old water, run the bowl under the faucet, refill it, and set it back down. It looks clean. It feels clean. But to your cat's nose, that bowl is telling a very different story. The reality is, cat water bowls develop a thin, slimy layer called biofilm within just a day or two. It's invisible to us, but your cat can smell it and taste it instantly. Biofilm is made of bacteria, saliva, dust, and food particles that stick to the inside of the bowl. Even a quick rinse doesn't remove it. And to a cat, that slime tastes and smells like something they should absolutely not drink. Cats have a sense of smell that's about 14 times stronger than ours. And what smells like nothing to you can smell overwhelming to them. A bowl that seems perfectly clean might still carry traces of yesterday's water, old bacteria, and lingering odors from whatever was near it. Picture it like this. Imagine drinking from the same coffee mug every day for a week without ever using soap. You'd probably still drink from it, but it wouldn't feel right. Your cat is more sensitive than that. They'd rather walk away and wait than drink from a bowl that feels off. The solution is simple. Wash the water bowl every single day with warm water and mild soap. Once a week, give it a deeper clean with a mixture of vinegar and water to break down any biofilm buildup. And always rinse thoroughly so no soap residue is left behind, because that residue tastes terrible to cats. Here's something most owners don't know. If you have multiple cats, they often refuse to share water bowls, even if they get along perfectly well. Adding a second or third water station around the house can dramatically increase how much your cats drink each day. It's not about having enough water, it's about giving them options that feel safe, fresh, and inviting. Ignoring bowl hygiene doesn't just reduce water intake. It can also introduce bacteria that upset your cat's stomach or contribute to gum issues over time. But even with a spotless bowl, there's one final piece of the puzzle that ties everything together. Most owners think of water only in terms of the bowl. Fill it up, keep it clean, hope your cat drinks. But here's a truth that changes everything. A huge portion of your cat's daily water intake was never meant to come from a bowl at all. Cats evolved as desert animals. Their ancestors, the African wildcats, lived in dry climates where standing water was rare. They got most of their hydration from the animals they hunted, which are naturally made up of about 70% water. Their bodies adapted to extract moisture from food, not from drinking large amounts of water separately. This is where things get really interesting. Dry kibble contains only about 10% moisture. Wet food contains around 70 to 80%. When a cat eats only dry food, they'd need to drink significantly more water from their bowl to make up the difference, and most cats simply don't. Their natural thirst drive is weaker than dogs or humans because their bodies were built to get water from prey. Think of it like this. Imagine eating only crackers all day and being expected to drink enough water on the side to stay hydrated. It's technically possible, but most people wouldn't manage it. That's exactly the challenge a dry food-only cat faces every single day. Here's what you can do. Add wet food to your cat's diet, even if it's just once a day. Mixing a spoonful of water into their wet food is another easy trick. Some owners add a splash of low-sodium chicken broth with no onion or garlic to make it even more appealing. These small changes can double or even triple your cat's daily water intake without them ever needing to visit the bowl more often. Here's a bonus insight. Feeding wet food doesn't just hydrate your cat. It also supports urinary and kidney health, helps with weight management, and reduces the risk of diabetes over time. The moisture works from the inside out, keeping every system running smoothly. If a cat is left on dry food alone with poor water habits, the risk of urinary tract issues, kidney disease, and constipation quietly grows. Not overnight, but slowly, in ways that often show up years later when it's harder to reverse. This is why hydration isn't just about the bowl, it's about the whole picture. By now, you're probably looking at your cat's water setup in a completely new way. That little bowl in the corner isn't just a bowl anymore. It's part of a much bigger story, one shaped by instincts, senses, and habits that go back thousands of years. Your cat isn't being stubborn. They're not ignoring water on purpose. They're simply doing what their body and brain were designed to do. Once you understand that, everything changes. You stop feeling frustrated, and you start feeling like a partner working with your cat instead of against them. The good news is that you don't have to do everything at once. Start with the smallest change. Move the water bowl away from the food. Watch what happens over the next few days. Then try a wider, shallower dish. Then experiment with a fountain or a fresh ice cube in the morning. Little by little, you'll notice your cat spending more time near the water, drinking longer, and feeling more content. Hydration isn't just about avoiding health problems. It's about giving your cat the quiet, everyday comfort of feeling their needs are truly understood. And that's something no expensive product or fancy diet can replace. The fact that you watched this far tells me you genuinely care about your cat. You're the kind of owner who pays attention to the small things, and those small things add up to a longer, happier life for your furry companion. So here's my question for you. Which of these tricks are you going to try first tonight? Moving the bowl, switching to a fountain, or adding a little wet food? Drop your answer in the comments below, because I love hearing which changes work best for different cats. Your story might be the exact push another owner needs. And if you want more simple, science-backed tips that help you understand your cat on a deeper level, hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more coming, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. You've probably noticed it before. You fill your cat's water bowl in the morning, fresh and clean, and by the end of the day, it looks almost untouched. You stand there staring at it, wondering if your cat drank anything at all. Maybe you've even tapped the bowl, called them over, or dropped a little food nearby, hoping they'd take a few sips. And still, nothing. Here's the strange part. Your cat isn't sick. They're playful, curious, and eating normally. But water? They act like it doesn't exist. And if you've ever felt that quiet worry creeping in, wondering if you're doing something wrong, you're not alone. Millions of cat owners deal with this exact problem every single day, and almost none of them know why it's happening. Most people believe that if a cat is thirsty, they'll simply drink. It sounds logical, right? Put water down, cat drinks water, problem solved. But the truth is far more surprising, and once you understand it, everything about your cat's behavior around water will suddenly make sense. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the real reason your cat avoids their water bowl, the hidden mistakes almost every owner makes without realizing it, and the one simple change you can try tonight that could completely transform how much water your cat drinks. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to look at that little bowl in your kitchen very differently. Water is one of those things we take for granted. We assume our cats know what they need, and we assume the bowl on the floor is doing its job. But cats are not like dogs. They don't guzzle water after playing. They don't lap it up out of excitement. Their whole relationship with water is shaped by instincts that go back thousands of years. And when you understand those instincts, you realize why your cat may be silently avoiding the very thing that keeps them healthy. What you're about to learn will change how you set up your home for your cat. You'll discover why the location of the bowl matters more than the water itself, why your cat's whiskers may be sending them a warning, why certain bowls actually stress them out, and the surprising trick that gets even the pickiest cats drinking again. Let's start with the first mistake, and it's one nearly every cat owner is making right now without knowing it. Most people think putting the water bowl right next to the food bowl is the smart thing to do. It seems convenient. Your cat eats, then drinks, then walks away. Everything in one spot. Clean and simple. And honestly, most pet product sets are even sold this way, with matching bowls side by side. But here's the reality. Cats absolutely hate this setup. In fact, it's one of the top reasons cats refuse to drink water at home. The reason goes back to how wild cats behave. In the wild, cats never drink water near where they eat. Their instincts tell them that water close to prey could be contaminated by the blood and bacteria from the food, so they seek out water sources far from their kill. Even though your indoor cat has never hunted a mouse in the woods, their brain still carries that ancient wiring. When you place their water right next to their food, their instincts silently whisper, "Don't drink that. It's not safe." Think of it like this. Imagine you're eating dinner and someone puts your glass of water directly next to a plate of raw chicken. You'd probably move the glass, right? That's exactly what your cat feels every time they walk up to the bowl. So what should you do? Move the water bowl. Place it in a completely different room if possible. At the very least, put it several feet away from the food. Some cats respond best when water is in a quiet corner, away from the kitchen entirely. You'll be surprised how quickly they start drinking more once that instinct stops working against them. Here's something most owners never realize. Cats often prefer drinking from spots that feel safe and hidden, similar to how they use their litter box. A quiet hallway, the corner of the living room, or even near their favorite napping spot can work wonders. Now, if this is ignored, dehydration can slowly build up. And in cats, dehydration doesn't show up dramatically. It creeps in silently, affecting the kidneys and urinary tract long before you notice anything on the outside. That's why this small change matters so much. But moving the bowl is only the beginning, because there's another mistake hiding in plain sight. At first, this seems ridiculous. A bowl is a bowl, right? You fill it with water, and your cat drinks. But this is where things get interesting, because the shape and material of the bowl might be the single reason your cat keeps walking away thirsty. Most owners use deep, narrow bowls. They look nice, they hold plenty of water, they match the food bowl, but for a cat, they're actually uncomfortable and sometimes even painful. Here's what's really happening. Cats have extremely sensitive whiskers. Those long hairs on their face aren't just decoration. They're powerful sensory tools filled with nerve endings that help your cat feel the world around them. When your cat lowers their head into a deep bowl, their whiskers press against the sides. Over time, this creates a sensation that veterinarians and behaviorists call whisker fatigue. It's uncomfortable, stressful, and enough to make a cat avoid the bowl entirely. Picture it this way. Imagine trying to drink from a tall glass while wearing a helmet that squeezes your face every time you take a sip. You'd probably stop drinking too, or only take tiny amounts when absolutely necessary. The fix is simple. Switch to a wide, shallow bowl. Ceramic and stainless steel are the best materials because they don't hold onto smells or bacteria the way plastic does. Plastic bowls can also cause chin acne in cats, and the lingering odors from the material make water taste strange to them. A shallow ceramic dish where their whiskers never touch the sides can turn a reluctant drinker into a regular one almost overnight. Here's a bonus insight most people miss. Cats can actually taste the difference between water sitting in different materials. Water in plastic tastes chemically to them. Water in metal can taste slightly metallic. But water in glass or ceramic tastes clean and neutral, which is why so many cats gravitate toward drinking from cups on the counter or glasses on your nightstand. Ignoring this can lead to chronic low water intake, which is one of the biggest triggers for urinary crystals and kidney issues in cats. But even the perfect bowl won't help if you're missing the next thing, and this one might be the most surprising of all. Most people think water is water. As long as it's clean, your cat should drink it. It looks harmless sitting there in the bowl, doesn't it? Fresh, quiet, waiting. But to your cat, that still water sends a very different message. The reality is, cats are hardwired to distrust still water. In the wild, standing water is often stagnant, filled with bacteria, and unsafe to drink. Moving water, on the other hand, from streams, rivers, and rainfall, is fresh and alive. Your cat's ancestors survived by choosing moving water over still water every single time, and that instinct is still very much alive in the fluffy creature curled up on your couch. That's why you've probably caught your cat doing strange things. Drinking from a dripping faucet, sticking their paw on your glass, batting at the water bowl before drinking, waiting by the shower. These aren't quirks. They're your cat searching for moving water. Because their brain is telling them it's safer. Think of it like this. Still water is like a photograph. Moving water is like a movie. One feels frozen and lifeless. The other feels alive and trustworthy. Your cat is drawn to the movie every single time. So what can you do? Get a cat water fountain. This is one of the single best investments you can make for your cat's health. The gentle flow of water triggers their natural instinct to drink, and most cats will start drinking 2 to 3 times more than they did from a regular bowl. Look for one that's quiet, easy to clean, and made from ceramic or stainless steel. Here's something fascinating. Researchers studying cat behavior have found that many cats will actually visit a fountain multiple times a day just to watch and interact with it, not only to drink. The movement engages them mentally, which reduces stress and encourages hydration at the same time. If moving water is ignored, some cats will drink so little that their urine becomes highly concentrated. Concentrated urine is a leading cause of urinary blockages, especially in male cats, and it can turn into an emergency very quickly.